face of Nuneaton's townscape was to change forever with the demolition of two grand and ornate Methodist churches in the 1960s. Their glory days had passed and were no longer suitable or required for continued worship. Occupying the corner of Stratford Street and Abbey Street was the Wesleyan Reformed Church. This was the second church to be built on this site. The original, seating 400 parishioners, was opened on Sunday the 16th of March 1873. Due to poor design and construction, it was replaced through a very generous donation from local businessman, philanthropist and staunch Methodist Reginald Stanley. Taking 4 years to build, its doors were opened on the 26th of April 1891, on the centenary of John Wesley's death. It then had seating for 800 worshippers, a balcony, 2 new organs, and a spire that dominated the skyline for 72 years. Its fate was sealed in September 1963, when it was reduced to rubble by the demolition team. The name of Reginald Stanley will forever be associated with the prosperity and appearance of Nuneaton, referred to as the Great Man for all his benevolent work that had greatly benefited the town.
My name is Reginald Stanley. I was born on the 2nd of May 1838 in Hale, Cornwall, the son of Jacob Stanley, a Wesleyan preacher. As a young man, I travelled to America seeking my fortune in the Montana Gold Rush. And helped to establish the town of Helena. At the age of 27, I returned to England, investing my capital in a brickworks, recently purchased by my brother and brother-in-law in Nuneaton. Establishing Stanley Brothers, and later owning collieries and engineering works. Never losing my Wesleyan roots, I was able to reinvest some of my fortune into the establishment of Methodist churches in various districts of the town of Nuneaton.
The second church to be swept away by redevelopment was the primitive Methodist Church at the junction of Edward Street and Queen's Road. Quoted as being a modern adaptation of a Gothic structure, the foundation stone was laid by R. Stanley Esquire, J.P., and opened 1 year later on the 8th of July 1897. A gold and silver plated key had been specially made and presented to Mr. Stanley to officially open the church, but unfortunately he was unable to attend, and this honour was performed by his nephew Dr. Broadbent. The church and incorporated schoolrooms were used extensively for the various services, and amateur theatrical productions were performed on the permanent stage. It had served its congregations faithfully over the decades, until, on Friday the 10th of March 1967, it too would be erased from the familiar street scene. A plan was put forward to preserve and relocate the beautiful stained glass rose window, but it was found to be damaged and beyond repair. As local history records the passing of these two churches, so a new chapter is about to be written.